any interesting or strange stories from the tours? Usually the bands have strange stories from Russia.
Good question.
Yeah.
Trying to think something that's PG.
Okay.
Probably the last night before we came home, we were right next to a karaoke bar, and we were like, it's the last night. Come on, we'll go have some drinks. So I think we had to be up at about 8:00 or something to get a lift to the airport to, spend another 4-hour flight and then another 6-hour flight. So you want to be fresh, of course. So we stayed till about 5 or 6 in the morning in this karaoke bar, and we were singing like every song that was on the thing. Mainly me singing Rammstein, which was absolutely shocking. Me and this
we were the only
me and this 7 foot tall Russian guy just going dust. And Santi just begging to go home, and me saying, no, come on, we'll just stay for one more song, one more drink, until I think everybody left, and it was just us. What was it? It was called The White Tiger or something. It was from that movie. What was it? Little Trouble in Big Trouble. Yeah.
Which country was that?
Where was this?
The Tiger was like a hooer house in Chinatown in the movie Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell.
John Carpenter.
But this place was called the White Tiger, and it was a karaoke bar.
Yeah,
everybody was, up taking their turn, singing, nice pop songs and everything. So in walks Svet Kant. What do we have, lads? Rammstein.
That was great fun.
I think the funny thing of that story is that the guy was some kind of Russian Marine. I don't know. He was kind of like a bodybuilder. He was
huge guy. Oh, hello. We have some visitors. Come here. Look. Say hello. Oh, you're gonna say hello? You say hello? All right. The children have gone now.
Just.
And then
just appearances.
Every night after each gig, like the fan support was amazing, and they would literally not allow us to buy drinks. They would just drink for free. We went to this kind of like
good for you.
Yeah, it was amazing. This underground.
I was like, no, I'll buy you the beers. Okay, you buy the beers, we'll buy the vodka. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think I drank so much vodka on that tour. I'm surprised I could still see.
Oh, not like the vodka you get in Ireland or England, probably.
I think one of the best places was this underground bar, which was kind of hidden. So it was the house of one of the fans that it had kind of own brewery.
That was great. Santi was just in a corner with some kid playing PlayStation for ages. Where is he? He's off gaming somewhere.
I kicked his ass, by the way.
Yeah, that was. I'm trying to remember that one. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I need some.
That was in the Irish venue when we played.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a little leprechaun in the corner.
Yeah, there was leprechauns everywhere. Painted on the walls, and it was just, oh, you're right. O'Hara's, was it?
O'Hara.
Oops.
Yeah.
What's happening?
So far.
Like, and we went to another O'Hara's that was in completely another place in Russia, and pints of Guinness.
Oh yeah, that was a lovely pint.
That's actually where you guys introduced me to Ghost.
Was it really?
Rats. Yeah, I love that song now. It just reminds me of Russia.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oops.
Sorry, you're falling over.
Sorry, absolutely locked.
Let's move to the next question. What are well, you mentioned like Russia and so on, vodka and so on. But I'm wondering, are there any other difference, like the venue, the crowd, when you are playing in Ireland and outside Ireland?
Well, no, just as crazy. I found a very similar vibe with inside venues as opposed to outside venues where maybe, okay, you walk down a street in Russia, you don't say hello to anybody, because you don't know them, but sometimes you walk down the street in Ireland and you say, "Hello, how's it going?" and you might get a response. Maybe not so often these days, but once you're inside a venue or a pub or a bar, everything is outside, and you're there to have a good time, same as in Ireland. And I very, very strongly link the two cultures there inside enjoying themselves. I think Russians know how to enjoy themselves, and Irish people know how to enjoy themselves. When you bring the two of us together, yeah,
madness.
It's an experience, yeah. And I can't praise them enough. They're like foreign Irish people. Really.
If I have to say something about playing internationally and locally, I think that also happened to me when I was back in Argentina. And usually when you play in a venue or a gig which is outside your kind of hometown, I think that there's more kind of like a mystique behind it. So it's, this band is from Ireland, so it kind of it generates this kind of mystery, rather than a band that that you can see them next month or in a couple of months. It's there's always kind of a little bit of mystery when a band comes from abroad or from a different
distant land.
We were exotic.
Yes, imagine.
Exotic Ireland.
The exotic pale Irish come over.
But you're mentioning all the time Russia, so are there any other countries you have seen as well?
Well, we have played in Northern Ireland, in Belfast. And then we also have some
kind of an undercountry.
Some gigs aligned for London for next year. We're going
there. Yeah. Fingers crossed they happen.
Yes. When?
It'll happen. All fingers crossed.
Knock on wood.
When in London?
London, we have a gig on March.
Okay.
And then we're talking with our booking agent for another gig on July. And then hoping to get, because now we're focusing on kind of playing mostly in the UK, so the gigs might not be so often, but they're kind of like bigger venues and with bigger crowds. So that's our main.
I'm curious how it will be as well with Crackhead City. Can you come there or?
Well, I don't know. I think that the relations between UK and Ireland are gonna kind of stay the same. I don't see why they should. I know that's just the way I see it. I obviously don't know anything about it, but I think that since there's kind of like this great kind of commerce between Ireland and UK, because that when you're everywhere it says kind of UK and Ireland, as kind of they see it as one, as kind of like a economic place. So when you buy in Amazon UK, but you get shipped to Ireland. It's kind of like as if it was still part of the kingdom, but please don't get offended. So I think they're gonna kind of try to come up with some kind of solution where Irish people and English people kind of there's too much in
link.
The alternative scene anywhere is going to be underground of what is the norm. So there's a stronger connection, I think, with musicians anywhere in the world because it is underground or not popular culture. So I think it'd be a lot easier as a band to get gigs anywhere else as opposed to a pop band or a boy band trying to break a different country or anything like that. There's a lot of support in the genre of metal, and the underground scene, as I would call it, because it's
a lot closer knit than them kind of bands.
Exactly. Yeah, we're related in the fact that we're alternative to the mainstream. So that does make it.
We're
easier.
Alternative to alternative.
Yeah. Returnative.
Returnative. There's a new term.
Returnative.
You heard it here first.
No, it's a regenerative. Regenerative. It lends itself. It lends itself to, I'd love to have bands coming over to Ireland that would headline and we'd support them, and then maybe we could return the favor in their country, and that's gone on for a long time, I think. Anyway, before any of this COVID crap or whatever, but I think that connection is still there. It's never going to go away. So whatever happens internationally or regarding rules or lockdowns and things, there's still always going to be a strong connection to our metal buddies across the water, wherever they may be.
Yeah,
definitely.
And we have here pop culture, and they are open. Like the underground will be back, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's no stopping pop culture. I mean, like that's it's a fact of life as well, and maybe it has to happen. And there's nothing wrong with it. Just doesn't float my boat, doesn't get me drunk. I remember going out to clubs when I was young and getting my fill of Slayer in the car when I was getting dropped off. Going, yeah, this is brilliant.
Fibbers on a Thursday night, the jukebox nights.
And then I went to a club with all my mates who, not a lot of my mates would listen to metal. And that's how I got into a funk band, because I love playing the guitar. Nobody.
You're in a funk band? Why am I only hearing this now?
Nah, this. You've blocked it from your mind.
Here, I'm still only the only metalhead in Blessington where I live. I'm still the only one.
Really? Yeah. Blessington.
Waving the flag of metal.
And yeah. We're like spread thin, but held together fast. Yeah. Launch it.
So we said about the Irish scene. How do you find in general the Irish metal scene, and do you think they can improve?
Irish metal scene is as good as it ever was. I think with the internet, especially YouTube and Spotify, Instagram, which I'm kind of getting into now with paintings and stuff. There's so much to take advantage of, and the fact that, let's say, keeping in mind that underground vibe, you use what you can, and you make friends, and you make contacts, you make networks of people, and I think it's never been better. Honestly.
So much easier to communicate and just organize gigs and stuff. It's easier than it ever was before now.
But as well, it's easier to promote. If you're a younger band or something and you're just starting off, there's so many opportunities for you. And I think people who might have not done it previously because the only way to get exposure was to play a gig or to do concerts or anything like that, and you're going to find that they'll be more driven to create content. I know it's a horrible word to say, it's content, but it's somebody's, it belongs to somebody. It has a message, So I think the internet is absolutely helps everybody. So it's just whether to take the opportunity to use it or not. And I think a lot of people do now, more so than if there was no internet.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's so easy to make an event and add 50 people and then another 50 people. At the end of the day, it's still word of mouth. You need to text people and be on to them to try and come to gigs, and maybe even stand. God, was it circa 2006? Stand at Central Bank and giving out flyers for gigs and stuff.
Yeah, flyers.
You still that's still very important at the end of the day, and I don't think that's ever going to go away. You still need to. Go on to each people individual. Yeah.
I think that's a forgotten thing as well, where flyers used to be a thing.
Flyers and posters and talk to people, and that's still
posters
very important.
And flyers will always be because it's in the local area of wherever the posters are, and that night, you know, go down to the chip shop for food, and on your way, flyers, leave a few there, leave a few at the bar, leave a few, you know, you're talking to people, have a few flyers for your mates. Playing here, that'll always be numero uno.
It's more personal and basic. Like you take it with you, you have to throw it away or look at it. And if your phone, your friend is like texting you, someone else is texting you, so on your phone you are never paying fully attention what's there. So it's easy to read online, but to grasp it, you need the flyers, you need something different. Then I'm like, oh wait, what's this like?
Yeah, I'm guilty of it myself. Like you're on Facebook and you just get a pop-up thing for invitation for a gig, and you might look at it and be like, yeah, and then you might forget about it. Yeah. So you need the extra level as well.
Yeah, physical is number one. You know, you reach into your pocket and you're looking for change, and you find, there's a flyer. These guys are playing tonight. Oh, right, let's do that then. Yeah, perfect. You know, it's there's a lot to be said for the old ways of advertising gigs and getting your name out there and pushing boundaries, even artwork. You know, of course, like all the stuff behind me here. I love the artwork. Yeah, it's eye-catching and relates to the music and draws you in, and it creates a buzz. That's what it should do.
Yep.
That's the job. It has a job.
The tickets would be nice if it was also with artwork, but here Ticketmaster, you know, I don't know before here, but in Greece,
I love it.
I think it used to look really cool.
We still have in Greece, because I'm from Greece, so we have the tickets, you know, with artwork. Yeah, you know, if you go and take from Ticketmaster, everything is the same.
Yeah.
Homogenized.
Yeah, they get lost. Whereas if you could flyers, I have flyers from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Collected, you know, just because it's what I did. Yeah, I'm a desperate one for collecting things. I'm looking at about 100 egg cartons here. The box full of filters.
Still have them egg cartons.
Here.
I thought you were bringing them to the practice room.
It'll take 2 trips.
Yeah, in my previous
well soundproofed.
More posters back, you know, but now I have the flag.
Yeah, I love artwork, and it's, you know, it's an event. You know, it's not a small thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a small thing. It's a
lot
of work.
You say, I was there.
Yeah.
And all come back. You know.
Yeah, it's like a photograph. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of work goes in.
You see it and you immediately remember that memory and that night, and whether it was good or bad. It doesn't matter. You still remember it.
Remember what was it, Metal Issue? Support in the Spirit Store.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. That was a fantastic gig.
That was.
That was before Russia.
Yeah, it was like a couple of days before, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
We had a mini tour
in June.
Right.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Svet Kant mini tour of Ireland. All over the place. Yeah.
About the latest album, it was mastered by Ted Jensen, who produced Gojira albums as well, and he's in New York at the studio. So I'm wondering, how did you get in touch with him?
Yeah, well, basically, we produced the album here with Michael Richard from Track Mix Studio.
Shout out to Mick.
Great engineer. And then I usually try to get music mastered from a different studio where it is mixed, because when you get mastered from a different person, you usually get a new fresh pair of ears. And well, since this was the second album of the band, and I wanted to kind of be produced kind of at a really high level, I basically got in touch with the studios that manage TED, which is called Sterling Sound. So I got in touch with one of their admins, and then they liked the stuff and they were up to mastering it. And I know. I think it sounds amazing, and the way I see it is that whenever we release something, we want to make sure that in 10 or 20 years time it will still sound amazing, so it might be a bit more expensive, but then that it's been mastered by a guy who has mastered stuff for Gojira, Deftones, Alice in Chains, Guns N' Roses, so it's kind of like a stamp of approval that it will stand the test of time, it will sound great when it's released, and then in 20 years time.
Yeah, like you mentioned, exactly, that it will be that no one will redo it in a few years. And it's also something, I think, that it speaks of quality and so on. It's like, I don't think like a lot of bands has gone to like a New York studio to just master, right? And so on, like from this caliber, if you look who they did, like it's amazing. It's
You want to look back and not regret anything. You did it to the best of our abilities, both technically, mentally, financially, everything. You can't. I guess. Let's say if I'm painting a picture, like a painting's never done, but you have to let it go sometimes. So you want to make it as best as you possibly can, with no
Tell that to
holds
George
barred.
Lucas.
Yeah, pull out all the stops and do it. Bite the bullet, do what it takes, and you push the boundary, and you learn from it as well. And that's the Svet Kant way, as it were.
Ew.
yeah, it's like a kid who you're going to give away when it's grown up, like bye.
Yeah, something
You have to send it off into the world.
Yeah.
The next Voyager mission into outer space past the Kuiper.
When you look back in time, there are always things that you're going to look at and say, okay, I could have done this differently. But when you release it, you kind of that that's the best you could do at that point in time.
Yeah.
Like a producer once told me that you never finish a mix, you just let it go. No, there's
You let it go.
a point when you just need to say, okay, I need to stop, or this is the most I can do at this point.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it's a record of who you are at the time, like a record,
Exactly.
as well as an actual music record.
Mm-hmm.
It's a record of who we were 2 years ago, and the next record will be a record of
Where we were last year.
who we will be when it comes out. Because when there's an opportunity to make something better, try and take it. Obviously, try and don't settle for mediocre. Especially when it's going to be there for years and years and generations, or who knows, next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Cool. So, guys, which is the you've been to concerts and festivals. So, what is your favorite festival or concert?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Good question.
Let's start from there.
Oh, I was only thinking about this the other day. My favorite gigs and ones that left the most lasting impression on me, like physically, like how long did I have whiplash for? And I was only thinking about this last week, and I have an answer. It's Sepultura in the Academy in 2010. I was right up the front, and I headbanged non-stop for an hour and a half. And for the next week, I'm not exaggerating, for the next week I was walking around like that because my neck was so sore. But I remember that was one of the best gigs I have ever been to. That was an incredible gig.
Cool.
Yeah, probably that.
I wasn't expecting it. Never really heard a lot of their stuff, but a friend of mine, Ian Harold, props to Ian, great drummer. We went to Morbid Angel concert.
Okay.
It's the button factory now. It was the
Temple Bar Music Center
Temple Bar Music Center.
Mhm.
back in the day.
Played there, I think, a couple of days beforehand, so we knew the background or the back door code to get in. So we were hanging out with or even Cannibal Corpse as well. The same thing happened. Yeah, we were hanging out with Cannibal Corpse backstage, and they didn't know who we were. But yeah, just the experience of
Chancer.
yeah, you know, don't settle for that. And you know, if you have an opportunity to enrich your life,
Yes.
Liam stole
Absolutely.
Corpse Grinder's undies.
I taste them.
Very good. And Sandy?
Morbid Angel, yeah. Just blown away, blew me away, got me really into them, and just loved the guitars, the sound, overall, the crowd were great, security was great.
What security?
Security.
Precisely.
Well, I have 2 gigs I can remember. Once, the first was back in Argentina, and it was Megadeth when they recorded their DVD called Live in Buenos Aires. I remember
That's a brilliant DVD. That's a brilliant DVD.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, way.
Well, I thought that was you in the crowd, actually.
And then that's my second one. My first one was a couple of years ago here in, I don't remember the name of the venue now. It was Meshuggah playing, what's the name of that venue in Dublin 8, the big one. It's called something Street.
In where is it?
Vicar Street, yeah, in Vicar Street.
Oh, Vicar
It's
Street.
true.
Meshuggah playing there with Vicar Street. When I saw the light show of Meshuggah, it was something that kind of like a complete new experience.
Yep.
That was my favorite gig all time.
I want to split my answer with the Sepultura one and Rammstein in 2012 in the Tree Arena.
I was there.
I was right up the front, and you know when the fire comes up, and you're about 5 meters from the stage, and you can feel your eyebrows being singed off. Like I still don't have any eyebrows.
I was on the left. On the left.
I was on the left as well. I was like, you're looking at the stage on the far left. I was the left, about 5 meters from the front.
And once was the fire was like,
Oh yeah. And then at the end, the big dick cannon, and everybody gets showered in foam.
Yes,
oh, me and my friend were standing there just going, yes.
Oh,
it was amazing gig.
Rammstein too, very good.
But
something I'm kind of excited about as well. You know, pyrotechnics. I'd love to incorporate. You know, a good light show, a good experience that you're not going to get from just listening to the album.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or live shows,
videos or something. You know, to feel the heat. I remember watching Metallica and they played Fuel
by Fire. Oh yeah, Fuel.
And then all the fire comes out, and yeah, you could feel it. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
Nothing better than a live show.
Yeah, live performance is it's like a record.
Yes.
So much work goes into it, and when if it goes well, it's like I don't know, some different type of orgasm where it's just yes, and you can sit back at the end of the day and go, yeah, everything went as good as it could. There's nothing I'm not happy about. That's, you know, and if the fans have a good time, that's the cherry on the cake. Yeah.
That's what Liam says after sex.
That was the cherry on the cake.
His only fans.
My only fan. My only fan. My only fan. I'm its only fan too. Although I took the Hellraiser thing off it.
Did you say Hellraiser?
Yeah.
Hellraiser. Wait, there it is. Got it today.
Darn, man, I was watching some Hellraiser last night actually, but this is the,
oh hell yeah! Oh nice.
I was tweaking my neck.
Okay.
Oh, me too.
Trust rod issues. It's all good.
all right, before we are going to break some necks and so on, let's go. Viewers' question. We the Meta Galaxy are done with our questions, so we have one question from Ben Dude. And Ben is asking, I'd love to hear about your relationship with other bands, such
my-
as 12 Gauge Outrage, who you play
Oh,
with often.
Gauge Outrage.
the stories I could tell you
I've
about
already
12 Gauge Outrage.
We hate them.
I've huge love for those guys. I played with them in my previous band, Morality, as well. I played loads of gigs with them before, and they're just really sound lads. And they're from Wexford, and my mother lives in Wexford, so the odd time I go down, I try and meet up with them. Like last Christmas, I had pints with Kieran and Reggie, and we had great crack. So nothing but love and respect for those lads.
Also, when they released their EP Revelations, we opened for them, and then when we released our second album, The Visage and Bite, they opened for us. It's kind of very reciprocal relation. So
yeah, great lads.
as everywhere, you've had some great relations with some bands, some normal relations, and then some non-relations with other bands. It's
Not really.
like people. But we also have like a really good relation with the guys from
The Great Stag.
From Grey Stag, yeah. They are great bunch of lads.
Yeah.
So
Good old boys.
Just the good old Blues Brothers boys. No, yeah, Great Stag. But no, 12 Gauge Outrage. They blew me away first time I saw them. And every time I see them, they just get better and better. So they're one to watch for sure, man. Love their music, love their style. As Dara said, just lovely lads. Just Sharon, they're just lovely. No, really cool guys. Yeah, have a beer with them, no problem, man. Yeah.
Many a beer.
Many's a beer.
Lot of pints.
Cool. So
The Outrage.
So that was all from the viewers. So
Thanks, Ben, dudes.
So these were the questions for tonight. So before we are closing off, as the Metal Galaxy, do you have any final words?
if I may say so, we're currently working on new material. We already had three demoed songs that we're using them to go some label shopping. Then we're planning
3 songs. That's about 20 minutes of music.
And then we're going next year. We're already organizing some gigs in the UK, mainly in London, and where in the near area.
Yeah, we'll try and piggyback on a couple of tours.
As if this COVID thing still persists, I mean, we're gonna, given the current situation, we're gonna go full on writing mode. So just to be productive, we always have some stuff in the pipeline, and we're just trying to build our fan base and just keep on checking with us regularly, because we have some really, really, really good material on the way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to.
Can't wait to release these songs.
New stuff. Still has the trademark Svet Kant experimentalism. Maybe a little heavier, or maybe a little weirder, but I'm looking forward to playing for you guys. Getting back on the stage. It's where musicians belong.
Yes.
And I just can't wait. So fingers crossed, touch wood, this won't last long, and do the right thing. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Always.
And
Push the boundaries.
Dream your dream.
Obviously, thank you for your time and the patience with us and the opportunity to kind of.
Thanks, guys. D-metal all the way.
Thank
Absolutely.
you guys for coming.
so
We had a ball, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to do it again sometime closer when we have these new songs ready to release, and we'll have another chat about them.
Yes.
yeah,
I'm
we'll
really
start.
looking forward to you hearing them.
Yeah, I like.
I'm so excited for you.
Like they're not released yet, so you're only kind of just sharing them with family and friends, and you're just like, oh, I just want to release these songs immediately, because they're like, each time we record a song and put out a song, it's just like, this is the best song we've done. Not like, no, this is the best one we've done. It just keeps getting better and better. So
And then
very
even
excited to put
videos,
them out.
yeah, props to the guys that do our videos. Like I know the how was it? Not Circus Sea of Planets. Completely
Olga.
not a metal song.
Excuse me, Olga.
But yeah, the videos are. I mean, like when you've such a diverse kind of network of artists that are, you know, not necessarily musicians. They might, you know, design posters or do your videos or do your sound for you, or you know, there's a lot that goes into any type of band. But when you want to push the boundaries, you have to engage and use each other, you know, help each other. And I'm just excited to play the next set. You know, I'd love to see us play live.
Yeah,
We're gonna bring a mirror to the practice room.
Yeah.
I'm just playing for the mirror.
Yeah.
We would like to see you live.
yeah, me,
Oh yeah.
me for second time. But now my eyes are open. Now I know what is Svet Kant. So now I'm like educated on this topic. I will listen in my Christmas holidays. I think I will be back with new knowledge and I will listen properly.
That's what it's all about. Keep learning.
Christmas carols.
Yes.
Christmas number 1.
Christmas song coming out.
Yes.
Christmas number 2, perhaps.
Yes.
If we get the number 2 for Christmas, I'd love that.
But
Yeah. So from the Metal Galaxy, we'll keep in touch. When you have something new and so on, we will share on our channel, on our group. So join it. And but for tonight, we want to thank Svet Kant, you for joining, for telling us about the band and opening our eyes. And we want to thank the viewers for participating and asking questions. And if you like the interview, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as we have more coming and new outfits from the Metal Galaxy. And we'll also share all links related to Svet Kant, so you can check them out, their music, save them in your library, and follow them on our social media channels. So that was all, folks. So
subscribe to everything.
Have a great
we had a
weekend.
blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay metal, guys.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
yeah, have a nice night's sleep.
Bye.
Have a nice lockdown.